What's happening, everybody? I'm back. It's me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, with another installment in the one-on-one with a supervillain series. That's with me. And this is where I sit down with the dope members of my supervillain squad who are at my $25 tier, that level of support. And we sit down for at least an hour and talk about whatever they want to talk about. And I say it every single video that each one of these are unique and they've been fun and interesting. And you learn so much about them, about me, and I learned so much stuff that I just didn't know in many cases. So we back around again, you know what I'm saying? And so this is the homie from Miami, the 305. He out here trying to brag because his Dolphins, as we're recording this, are currently whooping on the Jets, which isn't a feat you brag about. But I'm happy to have him back. Mr. Randy Constance, what up, dude? Look at him throwing up that 305.
I look like Patrick McHolmes right now, man.
Nick.
Got my little Dolphins gator on, the dirt dusty mohawk.
Yo, I needed that laugh. This nigga said Patrick Mahomes. That is hysterical, bro.
Hey, I am who I am, man. I got a little. It's that transition year right now, man. Like basketball's done. It's all with football, and this is my favorite time in football. I love pro and college, so that's just my thing. And in high school, Florida.
Hold on. So we dropped a little bit. A little bit. So the internet is kind of fixed, but I think StreamYard is something with the bandwidth with StreamYard. Mm-hmm. So give me a hot second. Let me turn down this light. Who y'all QB?
Right now it's for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, y'all do got Fitzmagic.
Yeah, I want us to put in Tua right now because he's been trashed his whole half right now.
Who, Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, like we up 24-0, but like it's in spite of Fitzpatrick.
Look, I'm gonna say this: like, yo, the Bears are 5-1.
How you feel about that though?
Hold on, but let me finish. We are a terrible looking 5-1. You know what I'm saying? Like Matt Nagy needs to be fired quickly. Like the head coach ain't doing it. Like it ain't just it is.
He look good, man. Like I had who's the receiver for Carolina? Robbie Anderson, and he was killing until this week, and then the Bears locked all that down.
Well, that's because the Bears got deep. The Bears defense is amazing. It's just it is what it is. It's the offensive side of the ball that we got to get it together, and mainly the O-line to open up holes to open this run. Like the passing game is you can make that happen with Nick Foles. But when you get the run game going, then you doing more. You know what I'm saying? And so we'll see, because the next game is Monday Night Football next Monday against the Rams.
Okay.
So I mean, the Rams ain't no suckers, but at the same time, it's like that game can go either way.
Yeah. It was y'all got Big Nick. And
I refuse to call him that. Just we got Nick Foles.
Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky.
We don't speak that name. We treat it like Voldemort. We don't say that name around here. You'll say it like.
Yeah, I better get into that sweepstakes next year for one of these quarterbacks.
Bro, we were in it this year. So, we were in it this year, and the Bears could have had Cam Newton, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
They could have had Cam. He only went for a meal. If that lets you know something like, yo, why don't you get this? And I understand when you look at some of the injuries, but at the same time, it's like, yo, Cam Newton is a game manager. Like he adds a whole extra dimension to your offensive scheme. And they didn't grab him, so I was like, of course, they don't like black quarterbacks.
Get my dog Jameis out there. Jameis was there for like a mil too.
Yeah, but I think we've started to see what Jameis really is. Like, when these cats come out of college, they highly touted and it's cool, right? And then of course we always say, yeah, it's just a rookie year. Let's see what happens. But sometimes their sophomore year don't get no better. Because we've seen a lot of players that come in that's not even just at the QB. You know what I'm saying? They be as a receiver, back, linebacker. They be like, yo, this dude gonna be a beast. And then you're like, so what happened?
Well, I think he was blackballed. You got to look at it. Last year, he threw for like 5,000 yards and 33 touchdowns.
And he threw for 33 interceptions.
33 interceptions, won me a fantasy league. But, like, you look at it now, like, compared to who's out there right now, I saw C.J. Beathard and Jimmy Garoppolo still playing. Like, Jameis can't get a spot somewhere right now.
So the deal with Jimmy G, I think everybody know this. The only reason Jimmy G got a job is because he was right up under Brady.
Yeah.
He was under Brady. But that, you know what I'm saying? It feel like, oh, you under Brady and Belichick, so you got to be good. And Jimmy G ain't no game manager. We saw how he, saw how he folded in the Super Bowl. And then now they had come on about here.
He's the best handoff of the ball type of quarterback in the game, man.
Bro, he that best pitch man ever. Like, So yeah, man. What else been good with you, man? Like I said, I think the people know you graduated.
Yeah, man.
I know we said it on Blurs, but I don't think it's been said on here. I know I congratulate. I wanted to make sure for the fact that I made sure you got that love that was deserved,
man.
bro.
So much. I was crying for like 15 minutes. It was thug grown man tears. I was like, feel the love. I'm seeing all the 305s and stuff. I was like, it was love, man. Yo, appreciate it.
Good, man. That's what you know what I'm saying. I tell people this all the time, like, and I try to show it every chance I get. I'm not a major name. I tell everybody I'm semi-famous, and by semi, if you ask me what list I'm on, probably on the G list.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right. Platform that allows me to use my voice and shit and actually reach out and do things for people when I can. And it may not be much, but if I can take Blurs, which is getting a steady 1,000 viewers on every video, like we matching up viewers to subscribers, you know what I'm saying? Number for number. And so I'm like, yo, these are people who probably would have never met you or heard about you. I'm like, yo, let's celebrate this man. He just graduated. Yo, this is, first of all, it's a black man doing it. So of course, me and Winston will support that off jump. You know what I'm saying? Out the gate. And so you deserve it, bro. And you were telling me about the work you were putting in.
It was crazy. Like, it's funny. I graduated Friday, right? And I took that day off from my job. And Monday, I got let go from the CBS job, which I was happy for because I was ready to get out of there anyway.
Right.
So they were like, yeah, man. So, we have some low numbers right now. We're not getting a lot of calls or texts or emails. So we had to let you go. I was like, I'm cool. And then, like, I started applying for like a bunch of other jobs. I got like 3 interviews lined up with local production companies. And the thing with school is like they're sending my resume out to all these other places that I don't know. Like I'm getting calls to do camera operating for like local races and all of that. And I'm like, shoot, I'm down for this.
Right.
UFC fights, like I never think I was going to be doing that so quickly. And then I actually got an opportunity to be in the selection committee for the Big Apple Film Festival. So it was just 2 weeks of just watching nothing but like independent films.
And I'm ready for you to talk. That's what I was waiting on you to get into, man. This is to judge movies, because again, these indie movies and most of these film festivals can either some don't become anything, but others become the gateway to stars and stuff like that. And that's not just the ones in front of the camera. That's behind the camera. You might have a director you ain't never heard of come out of these film festivals and like, bam. And so you got to sit here and be like, I like this work or I don't like this work. It's just legit.
40 films, about 18 hours. Like I'm seeing stuff. I'm like, yo, I could do way better than this. And then I'm watching stuff that's got me like, this is amazing. I don't know. I don't. And I was like, yo, I gotta find this IMDb of this person right quick, and then follow him. And like, yo, this is award winning. I think the best film I've seen on there was this movie from an actress that was on Remy, and yeah, she was on Remy. And then I followed her on Instagram, and then she's like, "How'd you see it?" I was like, I'm in the selection committee, and I saw it. And I think it's beautiful. It's called Baladi, My Country. It's about a Muslim guy and trying to get a home. That was great. Another one about like OCD, which I thought was fantastic. I seen some garbage too. I seen this thing called The Coins about coin animation. That was silly.
Nope, not gonna touch that one. Nope.
I seen some animations. I seen some docs. I've seen some stuff that's like 2 hours long. I see some stuff that's like an hour long or 15 minutes. I've seen all types of stuff and I love it, man. It motivates me to get in the lab and write some shit up.
Bro, so I get to do a lot of coverage for film festivals. Some people ask because whenever you sign a press for any Comic-Con or whatever, those contacts get sent out to everything. And so the American Black Film Festival, the editor, the ABFF from down there.
Yeah.
So one of the the editor in chief of Cinelinks, one of the sites I write for, he was like, "Yo, do you mind doing some coverage of some of the films?" And I was like, "Nah, I got time. Again, it's COVID. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't really doing a lot. I'm doing stuff, but not a lot." Bro, I watched some movies that were dope, but then I watched some others, and this wasn't even as a film pundit, critic, whatever. This was me as an actor. I was like, "This shit is terrible."
Oh yeah, I've seen some bad ones. I see some. Yo, what's up, man? Yo, you getting the keys, man? I'm like, bro, come on, tighten up. And then like me having a background in like digital cinematography, I can tell the difference of the lighting and the audio, and I can be like, yo, this is some amateur shit right here.
I was watching movies where I'm like, yo, why is this scene? Why is this your establishing shot? Why is this establishing shot this fucking long? What is the point? I get you clearly only had one camera, but y'all couldn't figure out a way to get better angles than this. And I'm listening and I'm listening to the dialogue and some of them, and I'm like, oh, come on, man. And again, it's ABFF, so we want our people to succeed.
Oh, you don't know. Everybody, bro. Everybody black. That's what Issa said. Root for everybody black.
Everybody black. And I'm like, yo, this ABFF, let's go. And then I see, I'm like, oh, come on. And then, people will say, well, if you feel like you can do better, then do better. And like, yo, I've been in enough projects, watched enough to understand you don't need certain scenes to go so long.
Exactly.
Like, you can hit the point and hit all the notes you need to hit, and that scene ain't got to be 10, 15 fucking minutes.
Exactly, yo. I'm like, I saw something pretty rough where I guess the guy who was the main actor was the director of it. And you gotta understand, as the main actor, as a director of your movie, you don't want to act in your own films because this is hard. It is hard. You gotta direct yourself. And I gave him a passable grade, but I was like, bro, like, yeah, you still need some work on this. I'm looking at the lights is all crazy, like it's not colored properly. I'm like, oh, I'm rooting for you, my brother.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say which movie it is. So I'm just let me preface that. I watched the movie I'm in. I find like there's some movies I like. Sometimes I don't like looking at myself on camera, especially back in the day when I'm 200 pounds heavier compared to now, and I'm like, ooh, you can see the difference. But when I tell you, I watched one of the movies I'm in, and I was like, oh, this is terrible. I was like, yo, this is just bad. And I was like, how? But again, the thing is with films, that's the one crazy thing about this film industry in general. If you want to make a movie, all you got to do is find the people with the money.
Exactly.
And people are like, well, what the money go for? 9 times out of 10,
the crew.
It's the crew. It ain't even the actors. It's the crew you paying for. It's the rent, the camera, the equipment. Like you said, you got your own camera, but sometimes people got to go rent a camera. You ain't paying, like 9 times out of 10 ain't paying actors. And if they are, well, you just hit this as a look. This ain't a union project. So all I can give you is $125 a day. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You're like, all right, bet. But dude, I was like, come on. Again, I agree. If I ever am fortunate enough to have a film, to direct it, or I don't want to star in it. I don't want to do both. It's
horrible, bro.
Because you can't, how can you here's the thing: you can direct because you can direct yourself all you want, right? But at the end of the day, it's you can't see you.
Exactly. It's the worst.
You can't see you. You know, I'm like, all right, let's do the scene again. I think I can do this, blah, blah. And then the only person I'm supposed to trust in that situation is my first AD, who more than likely ain't gonna say shit because they don't want to lose their position.
Exactly. They're gonna be like, yeah, that was good. You know, wrap it up.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. We can wrap it up. You're like, come on, fam. But like, I'm working on a script now. I'm writing a pilot, and I wrote one draft. I wrote like the first draft, I would say, and I did that like 16 times, so I thought I got it. Because at first when I wrote it, I was like, I'm just gonna write and see what happens. And one of my homies I let read it, he was like, yo, I understand what you're doing, but your script is all over the place. I said, what you mean? He was like, yo, there's no like continuity in certain things. What you have in your head probably didn't come out on paper. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm writing and I'm rewriting it. So then I sent it to my buddy who was a friend of mine, real good friend of mine who just recently passed. And he got accepted to the fellowship program for HBO and all that good shit.
Yeah.
So I sent it to him. I was like, yo, read this over for me because I trusted because I'd worked with him as a director. You know, he's worked, you know what I'm saying? I've worked with him. I've taken direction from him on certain little projects. So he hit me back with the full ass email shit of things that were wrong. And so at first I told this nigga, I hit him on Facebook. I was like, hey nigga, you made me never want to write again. He was like, nah. He was like, nah, you need that. He was like, you need to hear that. He was like, I was like, yo, I'm on like my 14th draft. He was like, well, you ain't nowhere close. And he was real. Exactly. And you know, I literally to this day, you know, he passed away a little over a month ago. It was very sad. A lot of us still fucked up about it. But I printed out his email when he sent it to me. And so when I've been redoing my draft, I take all the notes that he had to help better structure it. He even made me change a major plot point in my fucking script because I was trying to do it on my life. And I'll tell you, and I don't care people here, I was doing on me going from being a wrestler to a stand-up. He was like, that sounds cool, but the problem is there are way too many shows out right now about people trying to be a stand-up. He was like, you got some think about it. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, remember, I'm Dying Up Here was a thing. You had all these different shows at the time.
Yeah.
So he was like, you got something else. He's like, you got something else that rarely nobody else has of yours. And I was like, what? And I'll just say, he was like, you're a nerd. He's like, you're not just any nerd. You're a popular nerd. You know your shit and what you can do. He's like, talk about that. And I was like, at first I was kind of like the pushback joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on for a second. But then I just was like, all right. And I hunkered down. I think I'm at like 19 pages because I think I'm going to do it half hours. I don't want to, I do it 8. I'd rather do, because I thought about this, I'd rather do an 8 to 10 episode season at a half hour. This way I could write technically 22 episodes, have 2 seasons worth of shit. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say that's kind of like the formula now, especially what Netflix is doing. They give everybody like 2 seasons.
I'll jump out the gate.
Minutes each. They give everybody about 2 seasons, unless you're like those kids that had that that show. It came and went so quickly. I forgot what it was called. I watched it too, which is funny. Like they were like impressionists too and everything. They came and went. Like I tried watching it, I couldn't do it.
Again, that's the thing. Like you said, most things get 2 seasons, and the thing is, okay, but do you? Because see, I think people sit there and be like, "Yo, I got 2 seasons out of show," but then I'm like, do I want to just sit on 2 seasons? No, if I got a story that can continually go.
Right.
I would like to have that keep moving. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, because I remember when I first wrote it, like one of my boys was like, yo, you leave it so open-ended. And I told him, I was like, yo, I want people to be able to come back for more. He was like, the problem is when you got a pilot, you got to give them everything.
There was one pilot I saw actually that was good. It's a show called Divorce School.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good, yo. I was like, I need more of this. This looks like white woman and ABC type of good.
Oh,
Simulcast it. It was like in somewhere in Jersey too. Strong ass Jersey accents. You want to go fuck your mother, huh, son? Like that.
you go fucking with your mother, huh? Your mother,
your mother, go get some chicken pizza, eh?
Pizza, eh?
So,
what else is going on, man? Because again, last time we talked, I think y'all was open.
Oh yeah,
y'all
got an update. I actually went to the local club because I was bored. They had
first of all, nigga, are you COVID negative?
Oh yeah, COVID negative. I had the little swab. I didn't go to my nose. They went to the local area. They swabbed it up, gave me my results in my email. They said negative. I felt good, but strip club was regular, which is the crazy thing. Like they usually were like, "Oh, you can't touch," or like they have the mask and you can't do anything. Like I had a full blown conversation with this guy and a girl. They were across from me, touching and spitting right across from me, and I'm like, "Oh, this is way too close, bro. You got COVID and all of this." But there's a story right now actually about Tootsie's Cabaret, which is one of the biggest strip clubs down here in South Florida, and if you know Tootsie's, they close at 6 a.m. But because Miami-Dade is different than Broward, I currently live in Broward. Broward, there's no curfew, but Dade, there's a curfew currently till 12 o'clock. So right now, the club sued the county to keep the club open till 6 a.m. and they got it pushed through. And not only is the club open till 6, all the clubs on South Beach are open till 6 a.m. So if you're a DJ or anybody that do any type of it, it's open season.
So when you motherfuckers start running around like World War Z down there.
Yes, yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like, I get it. I get people want to go back to work. They want to have their regular lives. I understand. As a nigga who's been in his crib for the past 7 months and only occasionally once a month for 2 days, just go to Chicago, come back just to get out of LA. I get it. But at the same time, like, yo, we are still in the middle of a global pandemic.
Exactly. And like, I'm hearing people go to Miami, like get sick and then go back. Like we had, I think, 3,000 cases in Florida yesterday of people that got sick from COVID.
See, here's the problem with the numbers. This is not me dispelling the numbers. It's just that those numbers, when you hear 3,000, right? Mm-hmm. How many residents do you think Florida has?
Oh no, it's over. It's clearly about maybe about 400,000. Like in South Florida alone, and then you gotta look at all the other places in Florida. I'm trying to pull up the article right quick. And there was two things about it. That same club sued for touching too, which is crazy.
We want to be able to touch these chicks. Like, what?
Here it is. All right. Tootsie Strip Club has sued Miami-Dade to stay open past curfew. Now they're open till 6. In addition to that, dancers and customers' constitutional rights are being violated. So that's what they also sued for too.
This is the problem. Motherfuckers love to throw the Constitution in and be like, the Constitution has nothing to do with this. Nothing.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. This is Florida, bro. This is why we should be cut from the country, bro. Cut like you said, Bugs Bunny should cut us and then separate us. Like we are open season right now.
Hold on. You dropped out. We dropped out for a second. You said this is Florida. This is why we should be what?
You should be cut and separated from the country, bro. Like Miami's different from that whole part, but like still, like Miami's had like it's still crazy. You still got crazy here. Remember the dude that was eating faces on South Beach or something like that? Salts? Yeah, that was a friend of my cousin's. Yeah. And he said that dude was always nuts. Mm-hmm.
Somebody you keep around as a friend.
Oh no,
Like,
that's a different part of Miami. That's North Miami Beach. That's Zoe pounding them.
oh, okay. Yeah. Yo, Zoban is a bunch of pirates, man. They jack anybody's shit.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. But I love my city. I don't know about the state, but I love Miami. But to make it in the film business, I got to get out of here. So that's why I gained my master's and I'm out of here. I'm out of here, like they say.
Bro, it's so crazy that in order to really make it and to make it happen, you have to be in one or two places technically, either LA or New York. Once you're established and you good what you good and people know your name and you can command your money and people have to hit you up, then you can live wherever you want.
Yeah, it's true. Because like I looked for like once I graduate, I was looking for like they have to be like a couple production companies down here. I'm looking around. I'm like, there aren't any. Like, and well, that partially is because of what's happening with COVID. But in addition to that, there's no movies being recorded down here, or like they're doing recording South Florida. They're like doing like a 2 or 3 day type of thing. There's no sports happening. Well, sports are happening right now with the Dolphins and the Canes and all of them. But like when you're looking at, I want to get into film. Like there aren't any opportunities here. I have one opportunity.
Ain't nobody coming there. Ain't nobody finna. Let's just be real. Ain't no real production go. Like I'm surprised productions go to Georgia to be quite honest with you. To be hella honest, like, but again, it's cheap to shoot in Georgia, so it's like,
that's why.
All right, let's suck it up and let's do it. But when you say people ain't coming to, yeah, nigga, no. When you have a governor,
if they're shooting here, they're shooting like 2 days.
Yeah, they in and out. They're not staying.
What was it? What was the last movie that came out that had my base in Miami? Bad Boys.
Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys was shot in Georgia. But they had scenes down here.
So they went and got certain scenes they needed to get and then did the rest of it. Well, yeah, I can see it. Yeah, because they filmed the Tyler Perry Studios.
Yep.
Exactly. It's just.
Sorry, it's my mommy.
Hey, your phone.
Hey, Mom.
Where's your grandma, Boo Rose?
She's asleep.
You looking like Boo Rose?
Oh, Mom just called me Bruce. Huh?
Let me screenshot you. Be still.
Oh, no.
Be still.
You sound like Bruce?
You looking like Boo Rose,
Oh, my dad, granddad.
Boo Rose, yeah.
All right, Mommy, I love you. Let me talk to you later, all right? Dang.
Oh, yeah, we keeping all this.
She called me Boots Roots. My uncle, my grandfather, as he used to play a lot of jazz and blues down here. He had the bandana and the crazy hair. His name was Boots Roots. You can actually Google him, and you will see video of him playing guitar, like on the side of the road, like Boots Roots. And my mom just made fun of me for doing that.
Hold on, let me see. Boots Roots. Jazz. I'm sitting there literally looking for this.
Yeah, Boots Roots.
I'll find it later. But it's like we were saying though, ain't nobody shooting in Florida because like I said, when your governor is like, I don't care what happens, we're not shutting nothing else down again.
Right.
Which, by the way, and like I don't know if we talked about this, but yo, we in the middle of cold and flu season now.
Oh, it's about to get worse.
It's about to get worse. Like I was telling people out here, everybody like, man, they keep shutting shit down. I'm like, the reason they not trying to open nothing up because they know as soon as they open it, they're gonna have to shut it back down because it's cold and flu season. So now they got people, they telling you go get your get a flu shot. I've never had a flu shot in my life.
Never had one ever. I don't think I'm like, and the funny thing is, like, I don't remember having the flu. I had maybe like a sore throat or something like that, but I don't remember ever having the flu or needing to get a flu shot. My mom's either.
I just always, because I'm always apprehensive about it, and I just was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I can, my body can tough it out, and which it has always done if I've ever caught the flu. I don't get the flu for a week. I never get it for a week. I get that 24-hour where everything hits me real quick for a day, and then the next day I'm rebounding.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
But yo, you finna have Marks out here with the flu for the regular flu, then with COVID-19.
Yeah, and I think right after Super Bowl, I had strep throat, and that was right after where they said the COVID came officially. Now I'm like, I don't have COVID. I have strep throat, but like, shit was hard. It hit hard.
Back to it, you're like, damn, what's wrong with me?
It hit hard. Like I thought I was on the edge of death. So look at right now, especially when people are going to start getting that, like you said, cold and flu season. Like people ain't going to be leaving the house. We might have to re-shut things down again.
And that's why I tell people. That's why I keep saying, had COVID come around this time instead of the end of spring to the beginning of summer, we'd have got through it easily.
My boy Tua played though.
They put him in finally.
Yeah, they put him in, gave him a snap. He's 100% right now at throwing it. So we good.
We got 1 for 1. 1 for 1.
We lasted longer than Pat White. You know what happened? You know who Pat White is, right? You remember he was killing it.
No, who is Pat White? I'm mad. I don't know this.
West Virginia with Steve Slayton. He was killing it. The Dolphins drafted him. He went on the field for a Wildcat package a long time ago and died on the field. Like, I think Ryan Clark hit him. Wow. And we never seen this. We never seen Pat White ever again.
Hit that mark so hard. He was like, you know what? This ain't for me. This ain't what I need in my life.
Yo, I've never seen anybody come in and then just never play again like that. One play. We drafted him in the second round, too. This was right after the Wildcat. The Wildcat was taking the league by storm.
I'm trying to see, did the Lions lose?
Oh, they won. I had so many fantasy people on my squad.
Okay, they won?
Yeah.
Because they said they had to.
Or something like that.
Well, yeah, because they were saying they had to win, because if they didn't win, Matt Patricia was getting fired. They was going to fire dude. If they didn't win, he was fired. You see, Atlanta finally got rid of Dan Quinn. They were like, hey bro, this ain't working.
We're gonna get rid of the Jets are gonna get rid of Gase, and we had Gase 2 years prior. He was the worst coach ever. Besides
Gase is an OC.
Yeah, but like the thing with Gase is he rode the coattails of Peyton Manning and Jay Cutler. And then when the Dolphins got him, like we had that one playoff season in 2016. But after that, he's been terrible. It's been the Dolphins are getting blown out or them blowing out somebody. More than likely, the Dolphins are getting their ass blown out.
Oh, man.
And then Gase went to New York. And then he goes to New York and they look horrible. And
I mean, but when was the last time you can really say the Jets were a team you looked at?
Like a good team? I mean, when they had Sanchez?
Oh, they had Plaxico Burress.
Plaxico Burress?
Oh, shoot your thigh.
We call Cheddar Bob, man.
Hey, man, shoot your thigh, get arrested, and then get a sentence for shooting yourself.
It's the worst place to ever get a gun being seen with the gun is in New York. You get seen with the unregistered gun in New York, you automatically get 1 year in Rikers. No debate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what it was.
Yeah, they don't play with the unregistered guns in New York. 1 year and automatic year in Rikers. The only reason why I know that because I'm in Miami, so a lot of New Yorkers come down here. Yo, son, I'll tell you off rip. I was in Rikers for 2 years, B. Like that type of thing.
Niggas be saying that they be in the joint. They be saying it with pride too. G, I did 2 years, dog. B, yo, I did 2 years in Rikers hard time, yo. You know what I'm saying? Niggas trying to take me, big like
nothing, B. It wasn't nothing, man. You know, I'm from Harlem. Harlem's nothing. You know, so Rikers was nothing. Medium, whatever. We was out here lifting weights, B.
You niggas just say for 2 years, all you niggas did was lift weights and eat prison food. Is that what you gonna really try to tell me?
This is New York, man. Those New Yorkers always like exaggerate everything. Honestly,
of course they do. Of course,
God, they're the loudest and proudest people ever. Like we're down here, we're like little New York. Honestly, down here is like little New York. It's like because they don't drive up there. Then they come down here and they get their driver's license, and then they all do is mess up the traffic.
Bro, I said it on Blurred. I just recently grabbed my driver's license, which sounds weird, but I just got it out here. Because I had it in Chicago, and then I moved here, and then after 2 years, I didn't go back to renew my license like I probably should have. I let it expire, and then it got suspended off some child support stuff that I had to end up paying off, which was nothing. So I didn't have for a while. I ain't had nobody to take me to get the driving test. So I took the written test, and I passed it. I took the driving test the first time, and I failed quickly because I hit a curb. Because my boy, when he pulled the car up, the car was right on the curb. So when I turned, it rolled over the curb.
Yeah.
Bro, when I tell you California has arguably the hardest driving test in the world.
Really?
Because it's meant to, they keep saying, they'll always say, oh, the instructors want you to pass. The instructors want you to pass. Dude, you have to drive like you are a 16-year-old in driver's education. And you've been learning about this and it's just freshly drilled into your head because I'm driving. I know how to drive. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. I know how to look and check and scan. I know how to move my eyes when I ain't got to fully turn my head and all this. The guy was like, I had a little Asian dude. He was like, okay, you need to turn your head more, sir. I was like, hey, bro, first of all, I am. Secondly, it must be these shoulders that you can't realize I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I said, so he kept saying it so much. I did this literally. I was like,
look both ways.
He was like, you don't have to turn your whole neck. I was like, that's the only way you'll notice. I was like, do you see these traps and shoulders? This shit is huge. This is real here, sir. Yeah. Like, he didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there telling him, like, yo, this ain't no bull. This ain't me bullshit. This is real. So then he was like, yeah, you got to always check your mirrors. I'm like, I'm always checking my mirrors. I'm just like, I know how to glance at them. I've learned how to train myself how to look at my mirrors when I'm driving. And he was like, yeah, I can see your eyes if they roll over. If that was the case, you'd see I was looking at mirrors. How the hell are you paying attention? I'm like, okay. I didn't want to argue with him. So then we driving through a residential district that had the 15-mile-an-hour school limit zone, right? And I passed it. And he was like, why are you driving so slow? I said, hey, man, I ain't taking no chances. He was like, what's the speed limit? I said, 25. He said, what you going? I said, 20. I'm doing 20. Like, he was like, and I came up to one spot where like the sign was blocked by trees and shit. So he was like, why are you stopping? I was like, I can't see that sign. I'm not taking no chance that you think I just did a rolling stop. He was like, okay. So then we get back when I finally parked. He was like, so this is the things you need to remember to do when you're driving and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. He's like, but other than that, you passed. I was like, hurry and give me this motherfucking paper. So I got because my boy took me and he had to hurry and go to an audition anyway.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you don't give me some fucking paper. So like now I got my L's. And so I'm like, all right, I need to get a car, but also, like I told you earlier, I'm trying to move. So it's like, I got to prioritize. But I know for a fact what I'm probably going to do is I'll probably rent a vehicle, you know what I'm saying, for a couple of weeks or whatever, because I don't want to get Uber and Lyft no more money if I ain't got to.
Are they breaking y'all over there? Are they breaking y'all over there? Like how much Uber is?
Well, it depends. Lyft sometimes goes crazy. Like sometimes they'll tell you, they'll jack up the surge and they'll say it's because it's no drivers. And then they were saying for the longest, they still do it on our app out here. oh, you might not get a driver right away due to COVID. Bro, I seen like 22 drivers at first. Now all of a sudden I can't get one to COVID. What Uber does, and it's a lot of the drivers that do this, they won't pick up a ride until it starts surging on purpose. Like it'll be showing me all these cars around me that are available, but won't nothing pick up till all of a sudden I get that notification. Yeah, your ride is available at a higher price. I say your mama's available at a higher price. Motherfucking nigga, I'm going to Walmart. I'm not gonna pay $12 to go to Walmart. Which is again how bored I done got out here. My get out the house excursions are Walmart and Target.
Hey, same here. It's like well, we got a Publix down here, so it's Publix, Walmart, home, church, back. That's it.
It's like I'm trying to do something. Like I was gonna go back home. Like literally, I had literally got fed up a couple days ago. I was like, yo, I gotta get out of here. I'm just gonna go. And my homegirl that I was staying with, she called me a day prior. She was like, I'm so pissed off. I was like, what's up? She was like, this bitch I work with dropped me off at home after work. The bitch found out the day before that her father-in-law tested positive for COVID. Then she found out she tested positive and still came to work.
Oh, I'll be so eaty, yo.
So, and she was like, she dropped me off at home. She was like, now I can't come back to work until I get a clear test result. And that's like at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm like 20.
Yep. So she's already been in for like 4 days. She went and took a test yesterday. They told her like she'll get the test results tomorrow or something like that. Here's the thing though. I was so heated yesterday. I was so pissed and I was so bored. I literally texted him, was like, yo, fuck it. I'm willing to risk this virus. I'm coming out there.
You pull a Nick Saban. Nick Saban this week tested for COVID on Monday. Passed all the tests, got the third one Saturday morning, and coached later on that day.
Like, how? Like, I heard that and I was like, what? Like, are we doing this whole, when I got my result, I probably was on the back end of it, and now I'm good. Is that what you're doing? Is that what we're doing? Okay.
The whole Trump getting it for like 3 days and living like he's fine after that. Like fam, really? Like that day on Twitter when Trump when he found out he had corona was maybe one of the top 3 Twitter days ever.
Yeah, that was a great day to be on Twitter, fam.
The best thing. Oh my god. The greatest
days ever to be on Twitter. It was like, nigga, I know I tweeted and put on Facebook on both my Facebook pages, let's go COVID. Let's go COVID. Bro, everybody was like, and then it was so funny because you saw Trump supporters being like, oh my God, you all are so cruel, wishing for death on that man. I said, first of all, I didn't wish for death. I just cheered on COVID. I just gave it a cheering section. Then also, I was like, I'm not wishing death on him. I'm just saying, karma, do your thing.
Exactly. Because this man was making up all this BS about it.
He still do.
Still doing it. The China flu, the Kong flu, don't even wear his mask. All of this, man. And that shit was crazy. Speaking of that, I know you saw the finals.
Of course I did.
And you know how the Lakers won and like, you know, the whole LeBron and Jordan thing going back and forth. And then as a Heat fan, I did not want to watch it, bro. I did not. I was so mad because I'm like, I love LeBron when he was here. Loved him. Gave us 2 championships, best 4 years in my life. When he left, I was hot. I was heated. But yeah, playing against him, I was like, yeah, we're gonna beat his ass. Let's go.
First of all, let me go first to the GOAT comparison. Everybody be like, oh, how can you compare him to Jordan if you don't bring up 6 rings? Okay, I don't care about 6 to 4 rings. I'm talking about the fact that Jordan was undefeated in the finals.
6 for 6, never went to game 7.
He's 6 for 6, never goes to 7. I'm not talking about his number of rings. I'm talking about finals appearances. LeBron has been to the finals 13 times, something like that.
Was it 4? He's lost 6 and he's won 4, so about 10 times.
Oh, 10 times. He's been in the finals 10 times, and it's only won 4. That is not no. You can't. Everybody like, oh well, look at his numbers and all this, that, and the third. LeBron came in the league at 18.
Exactly. Which I happy for it. Came in at 18. He dominated at 23. That was when he best player in the league. All of this, 30,000 points, 15. Cool. But my favorite player is Durant, Kevin Durant. If it's not D Wade, it's Kevin Durant.
I need Kevin Durant to put some size on.
He needs some oxtail and peas and rice.
Bro, Kevin Durant
He's in Brooklyn now, so he's going to get some good Jamaican food.
He better get some man. He better go up there he better go to Jamaica Queens, nigga. Let them hook you up. Because, like, KD is a dope baller. We all know that there's no doubt about it. But he get bullied down low.
Yeah, but nobody's going to touch him. He's like 7 feet tall with like an 8-foot wingspan.
Bro,
what you going to do is right people.
Bro, you're 7 feet tall and a gust of wind will knock you down.
Yeah. Hey. I remember seeing him too. He looked like he was like what's the name? What's the dude's name from Nightmare Before Christmas? Jack Skeleton. Jack. He looked like Jack, like up close. It's like, dang, I've never seen somebody so damn tall and skinny.
Like, yo, how are you? Why are you just? I get you're tall. I'm fine with it. Maybe your African genes go back to the Watusi tribe. They were all tall. Fine. Yeah. However, nigga, you are in a league where you need some strength.
Same thing with Giannis, too.
Yo, you a Greek. Nigga, you better eat some gyros.
Well, technically he's Nigerian. I will never hear nothing about him being Nigerian. Nigerian and then Greek.
Yeah, okay. Okay, because I can't say this nigga's last name without thinking of yogurt.
Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo or something like that.
You say his last name, like they be like, "You having a seizure? You all right? You good? You need help? You need medical?"
All I know is he'll love it down here in Miami in a couple of years because this is the most international city ever.
I think I'm interested to see where he goes because he's not staying with Milwaukee next season.
Milwaukee's good for like I said. It's good for your first years in the league, but to really take that step into superstardom, you need to be in a New York, a LA. I don't even say Miami.
Like, you need a market team. You need a major market team.
I think Chicago's like that too. Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see him going to Chicago, and the reason being, I can see him saying, "I'm tired of the weather."
Oh yeah, Miami's not there. Miami's mid-level, but Miami's more.
Let me ask you this honest question. Just how you can tell me the comparison right here and now. What's y'all winters like?
Winters are barely there. It's more like hot. We got 2 seasons here in Miami: hot and rain. And that's
what I'm saying. Now you get what I'm saying? Like you ain't got snow and you ain't got bitter cold. The Midwest has that. Yeah. So, it can look, don't get me wrong. Sometimes when the fresh snow fall, depending on how much, it can look beautiful. Like, it's like, yo, this is amazing. I get it. I love this. But at the same time, be like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this. I've been born and raised in it. And I got to the point where I was like, I'm sick of this shit.
I would say, funny, I lived down here. I lived in Florida my whole life. Like, I went to Tallahassee for a couple of years for FAMU, but I've never gotten a chance to see snow.
See, you sound like a little white child. Because there's some kids out here. There are some kids born and raised in California, in SoCal, that have no idea what snow is.
Never seen snow. I've never.
And I believe they would literally lose their fucking mind at a snowfall. That's like people from out here when they that's like people when they're out here when they come from out here, they go to Chicago and they're like, oh my God. And then every Chicagoan is looking at them like, you bitch. Like, I get it. If you're not used to the cold, it's a whole different thing. That's one of the reasons why I try to go back during the winter on purpose. Because I refuse to be one of these motherfuckers out here. It'd be 62 degrees, and everybody like, where's my scarf?
It be like that. I went up to New York for the NFL draft a few years ago, and it was like 50 degrees, and I got off. I was wearing warm weather stuff off the plane, and when the 50-degree weather slapped me in the face,
you changed to the bathroom, like, oh
yeah. Like I put some like pants on, like I'm wearing b-ball shorts and slippers with socks. Like
I was when I was just recently in Chicago, I was at the end, almost the end of the month, and yeah, it was like the end of it was probably Chicago, or when I came to see my daughter in Tacoma. It was Chicago. Mm-hmm. End of the month, it's a nice little light breeze, whatever. It was in Tacoma, yeah. I had on my hoodie. I had on my supervillain hoodie and everything. I was like, I'm good with a hoodie. I can take the hoodie and then wear that and then some job. So I had on a hoodie, hooping shorts, and some slides. And I was like, I'm good. I landed in LA and it was 96 degrees. Nigga, when I tell you, as soon as I landed, I went dead in the bathroom, took that hoodie off and grabbed a t-shirt out my carry-on. I was like, nope, we not fit to do this. Not today, Jesus. Nope.
That's man. I worked at an airport before I got furloughed in March, right by my birthday, and we worked with I don't know, you know about Spirit Airlines, bro? Yeah, our airline is partnered with Spirit, so we work with Canadians.
Sir, every nigga in his or her life has flown Spirit at least once because they had to get somewhere and they was like, shit, all I've got is $87.
Puerto Rico 2017. Yeah. Spirit, it was hard. Yo, it was, they charge you for everything.
Yes. Legit.
Not everything. If they could charge you for air, they would charge you for air.
Mm-hmm.
Food, the flight attendant was fine. That was the only thing that was good. But besides that,
you pay for bottled water, all that.
And going to Puerto Rico, which was like a 2.5-hour flight from Miami, and then we flown over water, so there was turbulence, and yeah, I was like, nah, cuz I'm never doing this again.
Nah, dog. I remember I was on a Spirit flight. And first of all, for those who don't know, the seats don't recline.
Oh no, they're the worst. They're the worst. It's just straight up and down.
Up and down. So I happened to somehow fall asleep. I guess it was because my flight was so early. I fell asleep. I woke up mid-flight. I go to the bathroom and I'm like, hey, can I get some water? And she's like, yeah, that's gonna be $3. I said, wait, excuse me? I said, excuse me? She was like, yeah, it's $3. I was like, yo, but the water, I was like, there's a bottle right here that y'all use. Like, nobody's gonna, yeah, but I still gotta charge you $3. Bitch, ain't nobody looking this way. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't have to, you gotta tell nobody.
Yeah,
just let it happen. I was like, okay, that's what we on.
That's the ramen noodles,
bro.
The ramen, not the good ones, like the shrimp ones or something like that.
I feel like, again, you traveling Spirit has to be last minute emergency.
Yeah, it was.
Don't give a fuck.
It was bad because I was supposed to go on Delta, but I guess I took Spirit because it was just like a last second. It was like, yo, you can either get there in the morning or you want to get there late. I was like,
or you can get there tomorrow.
Yeah,
like there'd be only 2 flights going to that destination. Like, you get there tomorrow, you can get here in another day or two. Like, go ahead.
And that's the thing too. Like, well, I got there early, and Puerto Rico is beautiful, bro. It's like one of the most beautiful places I think I've ever been. Even though I've been only just to Florida and like Florida, Tennessee, and then New York, but Puerto Rico.
Oh wow, your things you're using for your benchmarks is so expansive.
You know, Tennessee, Chattanooga. You ever seen Blind? What's it called? Blindside, the Michael Oher movie.
Yeah, I've never seen. I've never been to Chattanooga. Is that good or bad?
Bad, bro. It's like the hood is the hood, and niggas use extra ers and all of that. Like, you know how Yo Gotti talks and all of that?
Yeah.
Music, and all of that? Yeah, like that. Everybody talks like there.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, that whole Tennessee thing. I was there once and never wanted to be there. Never wanted to like stay there longer than like 15 minutes. But New York, all of that. I mean Georgia. Everybody's been in Atlanta. Atlanta's
I remember when I went to Atlanta, one of my homegirls, she lived out here now. She was living out there because I was out there for a set visit for the Black Lightning set. And I remember she was like, yo, I'm going to take you around. I'm going to show you the hood. And I was like, bitch, this ain't it? This ain't it? You sure? She was like, nah, I'm going to show you the real hood. I was like, okay. Nigga, she showed me something out of every Jeezy and T.I. video. And I was like, the thug in me don't appreciate this right now.
They took you to Bankhead?
Bro. I was like,
what's Decatur?
No, we stayed in the A. We stayed in the A. And I was like, oh no.
I love people. I love like me. My like I know the woman I'm gonna marry is gonna be from Georgia because everybody I know from Georgia or South are all beautiful, sweet women. And like much love to them, but they go through so much struggle, bro. Oh my god.
That it shouldn't be a thing like that.
Yeah. It's just oh man, like Atlanta is just whoo. That country hood is just different. That Chucalissa, Mississippi hood is.
And down at the Pank, that down there at the Pank, that's just a whole that could be Mississippi, but that shit can apply to parts of Atlanta, parts of other parts of Georgia,
Bama,
where
Bama, Louisiana,
Bama, bro. I got family in Birmingham, in Beham. My aunt lives on my aunt who was a pastor. She passed away, unfortunately. She used to live on a road that was like a fucking freeway. Like you had to literally be like this when you wanted to cross the street.
She live in one of them dirt roads,
bro. It wasn't a dirt road; it was a regular road. But it wound because again, like some of these speed limits don't be shit. The scariest place I've ever driven through was Utah.
Because they racist there, man.
Well, that's number one. Okay. Number two, there are parts of Utah that don't have a speed limit when you're driving through. Do you know what that means?
Well, does that have mountains and hills, right?
Yeah, it's got a lot of mountains. But that's the fucking, it has mountain and hills, but that's Utah telling you, get the fuck through here as fast as you can. Like, bro, when you see it and then you finally see a speed limit that says 85.
Oh my god. 85 just really means 100.
Right. Because the average person is gonna do 100 anyway. But I remember because when I drove through it, it was me and my boy when I was moving out here. Nigga, I've never chased the sun so fast in my life. Because there are parts that look like the hills have eyes in real life.
Really?
Bro, we were chasing the sun. We were chasing the sun to get through Utah.
It's like the episode of what's the name of that show? With Journey
Lovecraft.
Yeah, Lovecraft. First off, I love that show.
Show's amazing. The season finale come on tonight. And matter of fact, so when I'm done recording this, I'm gonna watch the season finale when it comes on because I got to do a live review with my boy DJ Woolrich from Only Stupid Answers. But like, dude, it was when I tell you when the sun went down, like we knew it wasn't the sun. We didn't know about the sun down if it was there, but it's just it's Utah. Like
you don't want to get Utah.
There ain't shit good that's gonna come out of this if we called in Utah. Got through that bitch. I was like, oh, like, that was one of the states we kind of made. We hoped that we had enough gas to get through. So like we were using the GPS nigga, and the GPS was just showing you where you're driving. I took it down for a second. I squeezed the thing, and I was like, how far through the state are we? Because I was like, bro, that shit was terrible because it's just. And I've been to Salt Lake. Like So
like Salt Lake's their most metropolitan city. So
it's their most metropolitan and their most progressive.
Yeah, so you can be black and walk in Salt Lake. You be straight.
You still catch racism shit, but you can.
Yeah.
You don't catch it naturally, but you can get away with it. And it's crazy because like just call it for what it is. The white girls down there love the black dudes, of course, but they love you more if you a black dude that ain't from there.
Oh, bro. Oh my gosh. Tell anybody from Atlanta that you from Miami, they'll worship you, bro.
Depends on where you go. Cause like people be like sometimes, yo, I'm from LA. I'd be like, I'm from Chicago. Like I'll claim Chicago before I be like, I'm from Chicago, born and raised. I just happen to live in LA now. Like that's literally how I tell people. Like I just happen to live here. Like
I want to do that, yo. I really want to go to LA and pull off the I'm from Miami type of thing. I'm wearing all types of Marlins hats, Dolphins hats, shit.
See, the problem with that is the problem is like LA, like you said, Miami is LA's a giant ass melting pot.
Yeah.
And to people who not the majority, depending on what industry or where you're around, the majority of people are transplants anyway.
Yeah, everybody's everywhere.
Right. So like people be trying to like this how you know people are transplants when they try to party on Hollywood Boulevard. You're like, oh, you're not from here. You're not from here. You just wanted to go to a club in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You got people like that. One of the things I started doing, I went to two of them because like the big thing in LA really is a house party, but it's always in the hills. And I went to one of them. So I went to a couple parties in the hills. I went to one where literally it was just motherfuckers standing around talking. I was like, what is this? Like, because again, I'm from a city. When we say a party, we know what a party is.
You got music, drink, and that's it.
Like, I mean, they had drinks and stuff, and they had music, but at the same time, people just standing around. So I've been, and I noticed this.
Networking parties. That's not no party.
Yes. And I've noticed this primarily when it comes to my white friends. When they say parties, it's literally just a get together. It's a get together. It's not a party. Yeah, people laughing, some joking, but everybody just standing around talking. Like ain't no dancing, ain't no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like just kicking it, like getting reckless. Like they said, who the fuck had a party like a couple weeks ago? And I was like, yo, would I have went? Like COVID and all, would I gone to this party?
Masked up. Put on that mask.
Bro, and here's the thing. I'm gonna take a picture of it in a minute. I've been meaning to do this for the week. I literally have enough mask to last me for every situation.
Well, it's gonna be regular now. It's like new normal, I guess.
It's new normal for the time being.
Yeah,
because even Mark's sitting there talking something. Yeah, when his vaccine come out, like, hey, bro, let me tell you something.
No, I ain't touching that vaccine ever.
I ain't touching that. You're not finna tell me they power rushed the vaccine in less than 6 months and it's safe for everybody? Nah, son. Nah, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm not touching it. Good. Let me wait for the firmware update version of the vaccine to come out.
Mm-hmm. Y'all go ahead and do this first batch. Knock it out the way. Y'all have fun with that first batch. Holler at me when you at second and third batch.
Exactly.
By then, you didn't work the kinks out. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, okay, so this is what we changed up and we decided to fix up. And I'm like, I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to do that shit at all, man. Like,
I was looking at that too. Like, at my friend, she went to the Dolphins game and she has beautiful bit to the white girl, had the Dolphins mask on. And I was like, okay, new normal. This is what it's going to be like.
But it's so weird too, and I like it is the new normal for the time being.
Yeah.
It's so weird though. It's like I can't. It's hard to want to hold a conversation with somebody when you both masked up. Like I can't. Like man, you see people now, especially as guys. We see women. They're like, "Yo, shorty, beautiful from the nose bridge up."
Hey, I want to holler at her, but I don't know what her grill situation look like.
I don't know what her teeth look like. Like, what happens if she takes this down and it's just
She got the Bermuda girl.
Right, and again, women can think that we'll be thinking about that about guys. Like, yo, he looked great from the bridge of his nose on up. Like, his eyebrows look clean. He ain't got a lot of eye boogers, shit like that. And it's like you just want to know, but it's like, I can't. Hey, I like to get to know you. So can you send me a picture of your full face? Like, since you don't want to pull your mask down, like.
Crazy. They we used to do that and like they called hat fishing instead of
niggas that be bald under their hats.
Yeah, not bald, but like they have those super big plies forehead type of thing.
Yeah, those big foreheads or receding hairlines.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah. So it be weird sometimes, man. That's why I just go in my hair like this because again, I don't know, this shit's wild. I like it. It's gonna be weird because I might be getting a teacher job soon, so kids gonna be looking at me cracking on me. You know, what your situation gonna be? Like,
yeah, they'll crack, but then you'll see a shorty with the same fucking hairstyle as you. Like, boy, if you don't get your refugee looking ass out of there, like me. So, like with me, for instance, like people like, oh, why you always wearing hats? Your hairline must not be shit. I was like, nah, I just like wearing hats. Like, I told one chick, I was like, I can grow a full head of hair if I want to. I just don't. I just get annoyed with it.
We thought, what's his name? Jada. He's like, yo, Jada, bald. He's been bald since forever. Then when we actually saw him with his hair, like, yo, the dude had a regular hairline. Like, Jada, why you been bald since forever?
Like, some cats just want to be bald. Some cats want
to
do that.
Money and have your hairline look like the dude from Earth, Wind, and Fire.
So you got that. Do you remember when it was nice in September?
Yeah, but he's flexing it. That's my dog Bomani. So I love Bomani Jones.
Hey, Bomani out here was like, hey man, y'all see what this is. Like somebody need to tell Stephen A. Smith, let it go, bro.
Stephen A. LeBron, all of them.
LeBron needs to just go, hey bro, listen. Just go ahead and shave it. We know. Stop trying to color it in. Stop trying to spray it in, bro. Just go ahead and shave it. I think we'll
too, man.
Shave that shit. We'll respect you a little bit more with that. Stephen A. Smith got that Stevie Wonder hairline going. You know what I'm saying? Well, that just keeps going back and back. It's like every time Stephen A. Smith argues a story, his hairline goes back another inch.
I met him, dog. Stephen A. is one of the nicest people I met, but like, yeah, the brother, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's how it is. Once you get, I think once I start losing hair, or I'm chopping it all off, dog. I'm going bald. I don't care what anybody say.
I think for me, like the fact that my grades come in.
I got grades too, so I mean,
I got stress. I got kids. I got life. So my grades are for my stress.
Yeah, and exactly.
Like, I mean, I'm cool with them, but don't get me wrong. I work on TV and film, and I'm like, yeah, they can dye my shit for me, but I need to show y'all what I look like without them.
Get the new age boss man look, bald with the beard, with the
I'm thinking about growing it in. I'm thinking about growing it in for that. This is literally what I'm thinking about. Growing it in just to take headshots with it. Just to have headshots.
Do that jump, man. That's fire.
Just to have headshots with the joint and then cut that bitch dead.
Hey, that jump will be fly, man. But the funny thing is, I'm a Rick Ross fan. Rick Ross is one of the greatest rappers of all time. He was big, had the baldy, had the big beard, and then he lost all that weight and grew a high top fade on top of that. Where the fuck that shit come from, Ricky?
That nigga, again, this is the same nigga that went to Colombia and got like high price veneers and got his grill fixed completely. So it would not surprise me if he went somewhere and got a hair transplant because that man was bald as shit. Even when he was still working as a prison guard.
Yep.
The nigga was bald. That motherfucker lost all that weight. I'm supporting Wingstop, not eating it myself though. Like, okay.
That's one of my favorites, man. I love Ricky, man. Ricky gave us big dudes confidence, man. I remember.
I ain't gonna lie. Ricky's his God Forgives I Don't album is still one of my faves.
Oh man, dudes had a classic. God Forgives I Don't, Teflon Don.
Yep.
Or you can just play his music on the bus stop. I feel like I'm on a fucking Maybach.
Niggas be in a Nissan talking about some Maybach music. Man, just slow down.
Yo, I'm feeling like a boss in my Corolla, dog.
Feel like a boss in my Prius, nigga.
Exactly.
Stop. But hey, man, look, let's go ahead and hold this here because again, it's always a good conversation, and I'm gonna go finish doing laundry as well. But
before
nigga,
I gotta say something. I have a 25-page paper on why Uncle Drew is better than Space Jam. We will talk about that later.
Excuse me?
25-page paper on why Uncle Drew is better than Space Jam. We'll talk this up next time.
Tell the fucking people how they can reach you. Tell the fucking people how they can find you, please.
RJC Lifestyle, RJC Vids, Randy Constance on Facebook. That's it. Luckily, I won't be teaching day schools for about a week, so I'm chilling. Message me in my BBM, Fat Savage, Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. Hogan. That shit. That shit, whatever.
Hey, y'all already know the drill here. Twitter, Instagram. You know what it is below. If you want to join the Supervillain Squad, patreon.com, do that. I'ma holler at y'all later. Don't go nowhere. I don't know what to say no more. Bye.